Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Dorkest Hour. Tonight is episode 1 of the podcast. We're joined by Jeff Leach. Let's go say hi to the boys, see how they're doing. What's up, gentlemen? Can you guys hear me okay?
Hello.
What's going on? Episode 1 of the Dorkest Hour, Jay. Look at us go.
Yep.
I know you're excited.
Beautiful
I know
word.
you're excited about the name, Jay. Can you tell me about how happy you are about the name?
Well, what's wrong with this? Good.
I heard you talking some shit. That's okay though. It's
No, you
okay.
didn't.
I forgive you. Yeah, folks, we made it 82 episodes with the Darkest Hour, the Dark and Darker podcast. That's over. That era is over. Now it's the Dorkest Hour. Tonight is episode 1, and we are joined by one of my good friends. We go way back. I love this man. His name is Jeff Leach. Jeff, how are you, sir?
Hello, mate.
What's going
Good
on?
to be here. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm just, I was just finishing my dinner, my lunch/dinner, and I'm.
Don't tell me it was beans.
I was tuning in. There were beans involved. Yeah, there was kidney beans, chickpeas,
Okay.
lean mince.
Okay, nice.
With some lamb mince and some cabbage. It was a lovely I made it
Ooh.
yesterday, and then overnight, if you leave it in the pot, all those goodness kind of sunk.
Mhm.
Congeals
rice.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a casserole, like a rice, lamb, cabbage, bean casserole, but with curry in it. It was really delicious.
Did you make this yourself?
I made it myself, man. I love cooking. I find it
Wow.
very therapeutic, very relaxing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Look at you
Yeah.
go.
There
And
you go. Even the chat's already pointing out that I'm a Brit. Everyone's blown away by me being British.
you're the first
That's all,
British
Jay.
person to ever grace the internet. No one's ever heard an accent quite like yours
They haven't
before.
heard from us officially yet. It was Benedict Cumberbatch, and now it's me. That's it.
Yeah, you guys just got the internet. Is what I've heard. Yeah. So, wow.
that's what it is.
Crazy new voice, everybody. Jeff, obviously you and I go way fucking back, bro. I really appreciate you joining for episode 1 of this new podcast. Fresh coat of paint on it. Can you please tell people who the fuck you are, what you do, why you're a nerd, why you should be on this podcast, all that fun stuff?
Sure. Yeah. I guess, for your viewers, some of them might know me from voice work in various video game franchises like Call of Duty, Valorant, Smite, Total War, Warhammer 40k,
Oh,
Battle
God.
Sector, Battlestar Galactica, Avowed, that just came out, Throne and Liberty. So I've done a lot of voice acting in a lot of different games. I'm also a stand-up comedian and an actor on screen as well. So
Damn.
see me performing all over the place, including residencies in Vegas, Los Angeles, New York, pretty regularly. And then what else? I don't know. We met because once upon a time I was a streamer
Yeah.
on Twitch as well. I
A
used to do a
good
bit of
one.
streaming.
A pretty good one, too.
Oh, thanks, man. For a period of time, yeah. And then I got into first-person shooter games, and that was my mental health degradation on the
Yeah.
guaranteed. And after that, I had to give it up. So yeah. So that was I guess how we met each other. We met at actually we met because you thought that I might have been. Oh no, you didn't.
No, it was me.
Seth
So
Green.
we
Oh,
were
it
at
was
Seth.
you.
We were
You
at.
thought I
We
was
were
someone
at.
else. You thought I was
yeah.
Andrew WK.
I did. We were at Seth Green's party at a bowling alley in New York City. It was New York Comic Con, like 2015.
It was a robot chicken party at New York
Yes.
Comic Con.
What?
I happened to be bowling with Seth Green and his wife and
Yes.
a tattooed, burlesque dancing legend that I was dating at the time or having sex with. I can't remember which.
Beautiful.
And
I saw you. This is okay,
you
guys.
and
Really
John
quick.
Carnage.
You had long hair back then. You look different.
Really
This
long.
is
It was
really
down to my
important. Yeah.
nips. It was nip length. It
You
was
had a
appropriate pinching
beard.
level.
You had long hair, and I had just seen Andrew WK do a stream with this guy named Sour Kool-Aid Show, and Andrew WK went crazy on stream. He did his thing. Like 50 people fucking watched the stream. It was not a lot, but Andrew WK is a pretty famous rock star in some parts of the world. And
Never heard of him.
he did this thing called Party Hard. He would break shit over his head on stage, and he's nuts. But he's semi-famous. Anyway, I thought Jeff was Andrew
Yeah,
WK.
he had that song Party Hard.
Party Hard.
That was his
Party
famous
Hard.
song,
Exactly.
right?
Yep. And I saw who I thought was Andrew WK bowling with Seth Green or whatever. So
Which
I walked
would
up.
make sense. You could see
Yeah.
those two being
Yes,
buddies.
potentially, yeah. So I was like, hey, I love your Twitch stream. I just saw it because this is like a an industry event, and Twitch was there for Comic-Con, so it wasn't super weird for me and John Carnage, two Twitch guys, to be there. And I was like, "Hey, man, I just saw you on Twitch. It was really cool to see you stream. I liked the stream." And
I couldn't believe it because I've been broadcasting to 30 people.
I know, your eyes got so big. You were like, "Oh, you fucking watch me on Twitch." And I was like,
that's it. I turned into a 1960s portrayal of a Cockney. Played by Dick Van Dyke in that moment, and I was like, "I can't believe you've been watching my stream."
Yeah, he couldn't believe it, and it turns out I had never seen his stream, and I was like, "Hey man, you're not Andrew WK, are you?" And you were like, "No, I'm Jeff Leach."
No, well, we hung out for a while first, and then I think I said to you, "You thought I was someone different."
And I said, like, you got me.
Yeah, and I was like, "Who was it?" And you were like, "Andrew WK," and I sort of was like laughing my head off, and I thought, "We're going to be friends, I think." And then you invite me to New York Comic Con the following day to come and jump on a stream, on a live Twitch stream.
We had a segment drop out. Someone was not able to make a 15-minute segment.
Who was it? Do you remember who brought about the birth of our friendship there?
It was some random. It was a comic book artist. It was an artist that was going to come on. There were
not even accused. Something. What was his name?
No, it was like a legit Marvel artist.
Stanley.
Stanley did.
Stanley. It was Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley was actually going to come on the Twitch stage at one point.
Well, the irony is I interviewed Stanley at New York Comic Con as a Twitch host a couple of years later.
Yeah, and that was at New York Comic Con, right? It was.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we had some good times. Anyway, I thought you were Andrew WK. You weren't. I needed someone to fill a slot. I said, why not have a New York comic?
Wow, you're really playing it down now. Like,
I'm trying to hurry it up along because it's like we're a couple talking about how we met, and Jay's
it's a podcast, isn't it? This is where the humor comes from.
For sure. But
I'm feeling the love today, boys. I've literally joined this podcast. Jay's basically made fun of my accent and sort of barely said hello to me for the first 10 minutes. Now Soma's playing down our interactions like we weren't, rapidly falling madly in love with one another. You were like, come and hang out with us, man. It'll be so much fun. You weren't like, I had a slot to fill.
That's what it was.
More than just a filled slot.
It was a struggle allowing NYPD to let you in. Like people didn't want you in there. DJ Wheat, you remember him? He didn't want you backstage. It was a big issue, Jeff.
I caused a stir amongst all of them.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it was awesome meeting Jeff in New York. And a third guy that we would hang out with all the time at events was Raynad. Raynad was like our third leg.
Andre Yanyuk, the owner of Tempo Storm esports team, Tempo Games, now the publishers of The Bazaar.
Yes, The Bazaar.
Card game blowing up.
The Bazaar's, Raynad's actually coming on next week. I wanted him to come on with you, Jeff, but he's at GDC right now, and he wasn't able to make it this week. That was the plan, for you two to kick it off, but now you're going to be a solo act.
It would have been fun, but it's all right. Maybe I'll come back on next week just to tell him he's a fool and then leave.
Honestly, that'd be kind of hilarious. So, Jeff, I don't know if you know this about Jay Griffia, but beyond being one of the best Dark and Darker players ever and one of the top wizards.
He's also a 19-month subscriber to your channel.
No, he's never seen any movies. He's never seen a movie before.
He is also a 19-month subscriber to your wonderful Twitch channel.
I don't think... Jay, are you subbed to me?
Fuck no.
Oh, sorry. No, Shrek Donkey has subscribed to Jay Griffith. I didn't realize I was seeing both people's info in your chat.
Oh, yeah, it's a new...
shared chat.
Yeah.
My apologies. It said his name in 19 months. I thought I was...
Hey, I'm subbed to like 5 people, okay? Amaranth, Alinity.
Nice. Highfalutin. You go for the top tier creative
Tier 3
content.
Amaranth, of course.
Nice. Are they still doing hot tub streams? Is that still a thing on Twitch, or has that changed?
They've upgraded to green screen booty shorts.
What?
Booty shorts.
You never seen that? You never seen that clip? Who is it? Morgue Pie? She's wearing green screen booty shorts, and on the green screen booty shorts is Fortnite, and the camera's just ass crack POV. You never seen that? That's crazy.
The meta is always shifting. This is amazing. I'm not even upset about that. I'm impressed. Fortnite on her ass.
Of these ladies who have birthed an entire platform. I mean, OnlyFans is now
one
of the biggest platforms in the world, so they've done well.
OnlyFans makes way more money than Twitch. We got to be honest about that.
Of course.
Jeff, do you miss streaming at all? Jay here absolutely loves it. He wishes he could stream more.
I miss my community, of course. I miss like having that tap in on a daily basis to such a large group of people. But no, I don't miss the actual act of streaming because it become work. It wasn't enjoyable anymore. I wasn't having fun doing it. You know, I think when you play a game like Call of Duty, especially if you're in that game, you know. So I was portraying the character of Ghost. So it was like when it first launched, it was so much fun. 150 million players worldwide on that first Warzone. Getting to be a part of the community, run these esports tourneys, raise money for charities. I was having the time of my life, and then I got really serious about the game. I went from being a bot to being top 0%. Started playing with Stone Mountain and Tomographic and Stoddy and sort of top players like what's his name, Z-Laner. So playing with those guys, you're in the top lobbies, and it got really
sweaty.
I stopped enjoying myself. I got so serious about the game, and all the joy was sapped out of my streams, I think. And then on top of that, you become so embroiled in the maybe a number of people who are watching have experienced this streaming themselves. Your whole world becomes about all the drama within the world of streaming. News is all about streaming. All the stuff you see on social media is about streaming. So you think that that's your whole world, is this microcosm, and it's really not. There's so much more of a world out there.
Yeah.
And no one really gives a shit about streamers, except people who watch streamers, who are less than 0.01% of the population. So
yeah, that's true.
So we forget that. So we become like, this is so important, and everything that happens here is so important, which can fuck with your mental health in a multitude of different ways. You get trolled by someone. If you were more tapped into the real world, you'd probably be like, who gives a shit? Some dude sitting behind a computer at the other side of the world who I'm never going to meet and has no impact on my real life. Whereas when you're streaming every day, something like that happens, it can become really, 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 it can overwhelm you. And I think that's what happened to me. I was quite depressed by the end of my streaming career.
Yeah, man. By the time my 2 years of streaming full time was up, this was 2014, and Twitch was asking me to join them to be their community manager. I was so relieved. I was so fucking relieved that I was leaving streaming behind and going into an office, which is insane to say. But I think there was a couple of factors, though. One factor in particular was this was when it was really hard to monetize on Twitch back in the day. This is fucking 2013 when I was.
You mean every always?
Yeah, but even worse though. Even worse though. There was no Amazon. There was no Twitch Prime.
This is post JTV, is it?
This is just after JTV, pre-Amazon when I was streaming. Okay, no way to monetize really. And I was addicted to DayZ and streaming at the same time. So both addictions fed each other, and I was playing DayZ and streaming, feeding the addictions for like 12 to 18 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week, nonstop, barely sleeping. And I did that for 2 fucking years. And at the end of it,
same.
At the end of it, and I also could not escape DayZ. It was like I had been sucked into the black hole that was DayZ, and there was no getting out of that. If I tried to play something else, my numbers were cut by 75%. And then I would get sad about that because then I thought that people only wanted to see me suck at this one particular video game, and that they didn't care about my personality. Oh, the internet doesn't like me.
Place, yeah, you were entertaining and you're cool. Exactly. And then you start questioning yourself.
Yeah, which is so dumb.
I think there's very few streamers who can do what someone like, for instance, Co-Carnage does, where has always remained true to what his kind of schedule is. He has his morning stream, and then he has time away, and then he has his afternoon stream, and it's for a few hours each time. And then he walks away from his computer, and does he not do that anymore?
No, there's one big factor though. The mental health issue attached to streaming tends to disappear, and people no longer really talk about it. And in fact, it pretty much does disappear whenever a streamer is making lots of money. So if you are streaming 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, and you're making $40,000 a year, it really depresses you that your time and effort spent is not equalized with the dollar amount that you deem appropriate. So if you're going hard and you're not getting any money, you're going to feel really sad. Lyric streams 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. He's 6 hours. That's it. It's like 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And he takes Thursdays off. He dicks around a little bit, and the guy's a multimillionaire. You don't hear him fucking cry ever because he's getting a return on his fucking time investment. And I think that's a massive thing people don't actually admit.
He also got lucky. He was one of the first adopters, you know, one of the first people to really go, like, let me just treat this as a career at the beginning. I'm sure he had some hard years at the beginning, but, you know.
He was smart.
Would he succeed? Would he succeed in today's landscape? The answer is no. He's not remotely clickbaity or entertaining or ridiculous or
he's entertaining.
Or ripped
Lyric is very fun. I think Lyric is very funny. He's the classic Twitch streamer in my opinion. I think that the reason why he blew up when he did is because he did a couple of things. He chose
Asian fetish. It's Asian fetish stuff.
Well, he chose a theme, cats. Yeah. He leaned into a cat theme.
Right.
Then he started a schedule and he stuck to it no matter what. Till the point it got to the point where people would be in his chat spamming late if he was not live right at 9. And I'm talking thousands of people. He had somehow cultivated this community that was willing to show up early for his stream. He had literally built a habit around his stream in their lives. That's fucking huge. So being able to do that in the early days cemented him where most people would want to rest on their laurels and then take a break for a while. Like, oh, I got partnered. Oh, I got this. Lyric said, fuck that. I'm never stopping. And just treated it like a job. Some people, I'm not going to say names.
Swifter does the same thing. He's religious with his schedule. He does content.
He treats it like a job.
But he also comes up with really inventive ways to create content even within games. You know, there's a difference there. What I meant by this, and no hate to Lyric. I think Lyric is a lovely guy. I've met him a few times. With you, first time I think at that dinner, and he's a lovely chap. I think he's a wonderful businessman. What I'm saying is, if you took Lyric exactly as he is, his performance value, his energy, his looks, all of that, and you made him wiped his entire audience and had him start on a platform today, he would not build an audience. He would just not be able to. He'd have to this is why these high show speeds and neons and the fucking Aiden Rosses of the world and people like that blow up on platforms because they go full like, whoa, today we're gonna blow up my girlfriend's pussy and then take a shit in my grandma's face and just for the clout, boys, and then say some regressive fucking hateful shit that gets a few more viewers in. You know what I mean? It's like either you got to be that or you got to have green screen booty shorts. Or
that's right.
That's a doomer outlook. There's plenty of streams that are.
You have to be a pro at a game.
I think there's still plenty of like personality streams out there. People that have managed to be able to shift from one game or meta to the next and not really lose an audience, which is great. I was not able to do that. I mean, Jeff, you're smart.
Well, now there's shorts. You're forgetting the shorts format. That is like how people blow up these days, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, using
that's not like Queso and I Show Speed and
shorts.
People like that, Jinxie and shit.
Twitch.
And Pirate Software, like that guy went from who is that to massive streamer on Twitch. It seems like we talked about this before, but I feel like Pirate Software, he leapt from like being kind of nobody to a 20,000 viewer streamer in the course of like no shit 3 months.
Green screen clean.
This guy Jeff's still beaten off to the green screen shorts over here. Jesus.
Well, I'm literally googling it and I'm seeing what it is, which is it's inventive, but
amazing.
It's sure.
I'm gonna do research later.
Inventive for sure.
I'm gonna research this later.
But that's so funny.
Go ahead and
Twitch
bookmark
using
that
intimate
bad boy.
body parts as a green screen. Anyway, it's an ever-changing landscape, and ultimately, throughout the entirety of history, violence, shock value, shock news, and sex have always sold. They've always sold since the dawn of fucking history. Doesn't matter whether you're, the Roman Empire, Genghis Khan, or ancient Japan. Like, sex has always been one of the oldest professions in the world. So anything sexually skewed will always bring in viewers or interest or money. Yeah. And I don't know. I just feel like because I see there's a bit of a back and forth raging in your chat right now, and I appreciate everyone's input on the matter. What I'm trying to say by Lyric is I'm not saying Lyric isn't funny. I'm not saying he's not entertaining. I'm saying for him at his energy level in this market to start and stream, it would be incredibly difficult for him to garner such a big audience.
To start over today.
Audience. Yeah, to start today.
Today.
He just wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. You'd be lost.
Well, he's almost like Twitch Classic. Like, eventually people go back and they play the classics, so they look at the retro thing and they have, you know, it's endearing to them and it's nostalgic, but then they want the super crazy psychotic I show speed kind of shit today and the jinxie shit. But I know what you mean. Like, Lyric is your traditional, I'm a guy with a microphone that plays games. I do sub Sunday. Maybe I'll role play in GTA a little bit for a few hours, crack some jokes, and I end the stream. It's about as as classic Coca-Cola as it gets, right? And that's fine. Sure. The landscape has changed significantly, and honestly, I can barely watch Twitch these days. It's just not the same anymore. I used to be obsessed with the platform. I used to always have a stream open, and these days, I don't know, it just doesn't hit the same.
Now you're just on X every day, just reposting neo-Nazi memes.
On X, yeah, because I'm a really big social media guy. No,
Can I ask you? I have a podcast where we discuss social media algorithms and how they're changing. It's called Show Me Your Feed, and it's like we take different comedians, famous comedians. They come on, they show us like 3 or 4 reels that have been put in there suggested. I did a couple of things today. One, I went on my Facebook account settings and found. I saw an amazing TikTok by this young lady that was basically showing you how to hide all of your personal information from unbelievable advertisers. And I found out I was on a list of about 200 advertiser lists. And I removed all of them. It took ages to do it, a couple of hours. But also, I have lately, I'm a progressive guy. I remove myself from the political spectrum because I think both parties are as corrupt as each other. They're all in the pockets of lobbyists and God knows who else, you know. But I'm a liberal guy. I would like to see, you know, equality for all people. That's my kind of outlook. I'm socialist. Don't report me to the government, but you know, probably a socialist at core, right? That's what most Brits are.
Get out of our country.
Get out of our country, man. You can fucking communist. But you know, get him. But I've never ever liked, shared, supported any concepts that are kind of regressive or hateful in terms of, like, let's say for instance anti-gay or anti-trans messages. That's not my bag. Do you know what I mean? White supremacist content, that's not my bag, right?
Good to know.
Lately on Facebook, I've been really liking it. No lately on Facebook, every time I log in, the first suggested videos always are the most right-wing, conservative, and hateful shit that I've ever seen.
You're talking about X and
No, fucking Facebook, bro.
Oh.
I can't log onto my Facebook anymore because it's literally trying to groom me. I see how they're trying to groom me. And I know it's because Zuckerberg is, you know, just desperately sucking that orange cock.
Yes.
And, you know, all of them. They're ex-Musk, you know, of course, Bezos now, you know, all of them are in bed, right? They followed the money. They're chasing the money. They want to be part of the oligarchy. Yep. I get it. But it's so funny to see a complete shift in everything that I've ever liked, shared, or been in support of has been completely thrown out the window because they literally went, all right, the new guy's in power. We've already thrown in with him. Hey, are you a white man? Anywhere between 18 or even younger than that, which is scary, you know, like 13 years of age and 75 years of age. Great. Are you white and straight and a man? Great. Here you go. Here's all the fucking hate content. Be groomed. Be groomed. It's so sickeningly fucking mask off.
That's
now.
why I don't see why anyone would look at it. It's brain rot. I don't use any social media at all. I look at Reddit sometimes just because you can get some like good reviews or some decent news from Reddit. Though Reddit's just as bad. I know, you have to choose your poison, I guess.
And I just want to see a drag queen reading some stories to some minors, you know, with their testicles outside of their shorts. That's like, where do I have to go to get that content? You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you. I'll be in the audience too.
Field.
No, I'm also sick of social media, man. It's just brain rot. I don't understand why anyone would use it or do it. It's all been captured. And honestly, like, I also hate both sides of the political fence. Right. I hate Trump. I think he's a fucking. I mean, do I even have to say at this point? And then
they're all criminals. The other
Trump,
side, and all of them are criminals.
All of it.
No one
Harris.
They're all criminals.
I don't get how you wake up and want to get in politics.
Yeah,
really
no,
don't
it's-
understand.
Because
tiring.
you're not going to be able to do anything else except try to convince people to vote for you for a living because you have no other skills. That's it. And you know how to be a yes man and suck on a knob somewhere that ejaculates money towards you once in a while. That's it.
I can't believe what's happening in your chat right now. We're literally, I'm radicalizing people with my joke. It was a joke. I don't want to see drag queens with their nuts hanging out reading stories. to children.
He's a
It
stand-up
was
comedian,
joke.
people.
I'm a comedian as well.
He's literally a
The
professional comedian.
The point I'm making, whatever, if you prescribe to one of those two extremes, you're a fucking moron.
Yes.
But if you have generally been sitting left of center, let's say, it's strange to now be pushed, have so much far right material pushed onto you because contextually it doesn't make any sense for me as a human being. But this is just,
Well,
none
usually
of our social media apps are groomed by us now. They are groomed by the government and by the owners.
Well, the
We're forced to
algorithms,
think for them.
you're absolutely right. The algorithms used to be very leftist too and push so much stuff. And now the algorithm is going through this like weird flip where it is right-wing shit. What, Jay?
You guys got some weird stuff going on. I get funny animal videos and a ton of booba.
Well, I don't look at any of
It's
it.
working good my end.
Well,
Well, I
okay.
got a girlfriend, so when you're staring at those like double tapping like on those things, I can't do that because that would get me in big trouble. So I try and
Watching
avoid the
phone.
booba as much as possible when I'm
Yeah.
scrolling through the For You page.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're
I
a
do
good
get a lot
one.
of dog memes. You're right. I get a lot of animal stuff because I love my dog.
You know what sucks is I wanted a cheap car whenever I moved to Arizona. I wanted a cheap car, and I was gonna get a Honda Civic because I figured, okay, I can just get a nice little Civic, a few $100 a month, it's fine. Well, I went to go get the Civic, and it was actually a little bit more expensive than a Tesla Model 3. And I was like, okay, Elon's a bit of a douche, but fuck it, this thing is cheaper and it can drive me around. Let's do it. So
I
least
think Teslas are on sale right now.
well,
Across
this
the-
was
across the
months
country.
ago. This was months ago.
Wait, you bought a Tesla months ago?
Many months ago, I leased a Tesla.
How many months ago?
5 months ago.
You
have a
fucking
Tesla,
piece of
so-
shit. son, right?
Before Elon,
Nah, he was already showing he's been doing it for a year, bro.
No. Hold on. He hadn't popped a double Sieg Heil yet. He had not
And you
popped the
served
double
in
tap.
The military, Soma. You served in the military.
Hold
He's
on,
stripping
time out.
those VA benefits.
I
You
know,
went out and
I
leased
know.
a fucking Tesla.
I leased a Tesla before the double Nazi salute, and now I regret it. It sucks. I'm not happy about it.
Now you regret it. When he was
I
saying
didn't
that
care. I didn't care that
when
he bought
disowned
Twitter.
his trans child because none of his children want to know him because he's a fucking soulless sociopath.
I
You
don't
were
even
like,
know-
"Nah, that's all right. I don't mind ripping.
I don't
ripping
even
the
know
whip."
about that. I don't even know about all the shit that Elon Musk does. What I had known about Elon Musk, I didn't even know he had a trans daughter. I don't look at social media at all. I don't look at this news. All I knew was that Elon had bought Twitter and he was fucking shit up, and that X was melting down, and that it was just a shadow of its former self. And Twitter already sucked. So I was like, okay, this guy's a troll and he sucks. I'm getting the car. It's cheaper than a Civic. I actually like the car. But now...
Wait, what's wrong with having a Tesla though?
Well, he popped that fucking double salute. And it was pretty obvious
Yeah.
to me what that was. And now I'm driving this car and I'm not exactly happy about it. And there has been tons of people apparently getting their Teslas like vandalized and like destroyed.
Yeah.
Apparently I've seen in the news that there's like Tesla lots on fire and shit. And I'm like, oh fuck, I have a Tesla, like what's gonna happen? But I also live in Christian conservative MAGA country in Arizona, so I drive my car
So you're
around
in
and
the homeland.
my neighbors are waving to me and shit. I'm like, oh,
You're gonna have Proud Boys fucking saluting at your house as they march past it.
it's just a fucking car, okay? God damn
And
it.
I served in the military as well, boys. I'm with you, all right? Come on now.
Fuck off. Whatever.
Listen. Let's look. Your chat's getting upset. They want to talk about video games. They don't want to talk about politics. And I'm with them. I'm with them. It's depressing. We're all fucked.
Yeah.
We're more alike than we are different. Just remember that, humans. Anyone who's watching, that's the ultimate takeaway. We are more alike than we are different. And guess what? Those billionaires at the top, governance at the top, doesn't matter where it's left or right. None of these people give a fuck about any of us. Not a solitary fuck about any of us. So remember that. You're more alike to your neighbor or, the person across the world than you are any of those billionaires. So, video
That's
games.
true.
What are we talking about? I'm into indie video games right now. I'm all
You
about
are?
JRPGs, pixel art. Yes, bro. I
Wow.
love that Big Mode Studios. You know, Video Game Donkey started a publisher, and the first game, Animal Well, it's so beautiful. And I think all these AAA games, all these AAA game studios are fucking themselves up because they've become so obsessed with sticking writing and characterization to the side, and instead bringing in as many microtransactions and ways to make money into the fore. And also, and I'll say this as a progressive person, to so many I guess it's like woke skewed mentality to their story writing just to fit a social movement rather than fit the actual game they're making. And I say that as someone who loves diversity and loves diversity of cast, but you can still have diverse cast without necessarily to make every single game about a social movement. And I think they've forgotten that what gamers really enjoy doing is playing well-crafted games that tell beautiful stories, and for everyone, you know, for everyone. And it's wild, it's wild, and so everyone's going back to playing indie games. These big studios, you know, if Ubisoft has one more flop, they'll be
They're
gone.
fucked anyway. They need to be parted out and sold. They're awful.
They already flopped. Their Siege X, their 10-year Siege patch is gonna be dog shit.
Yeah, they're fucked. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're a publicly traded company and shareholders run the show, you're going to do whatever you can to make sure the revenue graph is up and to the right every single year, no matter what.
Right.
That you have to, because it's not a private company that's owned by you anymore. It's owned by whatever cunt decided to drop $1 million on shares or whatever. So at that point, the future is and always was in gaming, modding and indies. If you look at most major game, if you look at League of Legends and Dota, if you look at Counter-Strike, all these massive esports games, it's all from mods. It's all from mods. And
you know what the worst bit is when the modding community makes an incredible mod. Like, remember when Fallout 4 came out? After Fallout 4, there was a couple of issues that modding community fixed those issues. Then when they pulled out Fallout 76, they copied and pasted areas of the map, and they copied and pasted areas that had known bugs and didn't use the modding community's mods that had fixed those bugs, so they had the same bug. It's just things like that where you're like, you really don't give a fuck about your fan base anymore, or your audience.
That's Bethesda. I mean, Bethesda...
It's all about pushing out slop for you to buy it and then moving on to the next slop to make, you know?
Well, that and also knowing that you can lean on the goodwill and passion of your audience and that they will fix your slop. You can actually cut corners because you'll know that your fucking audience and fans will go back and fix that corner. And that's fucked up big time. And they've been doing that for decades. And people
they don't even employ them. They don't even hire them.
No. And people think it's like endearing and like, oh yeah, the modding community with Skyrim and Oblivion and Morrowind and blah, blah, blah. And in reality, it's just extracting passion. And it sucks. But you can be a really, really good modder and make a ton of money and make a name for yourself and then go on to make your own studio. I mean, look at Dean Hall. Dean Hall...
Isn't that how PUBG came around?
Well, that's Brendan Green. Yeah, that's Brendan Green. Oh. Yeah, so Arma 2 comes out.
I don't know who Dean Hall is. Can you teach me?
Yeah, so Arma 2 comes out. Arma is a Bohemia Interactive game. It's like a big military simulator, right? And it's fine. People kind of play it. And then Dean Hall is this New Zealander guy who is in Special Forces in the New Zealand military. He's stationed in Indonesia, and he gets really, really sick during a training mission. And he almost dies. And they take him out of there. And as he's recovering, he's kind of like thinking about infectious disease and like how crazy it could have been to die from that. And he's also a gamer. So he starts playing Arma 2 because he's in the military and he's fucking around. And then he kind of realizes, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I could like make some like end of the world game in Arma? So he creates this game that is essentially what DayZ is in Arma, but without zombies. And he's like, well, this is boring as fuck. No one's just going to run around getting a disease and hoping they find the Band-Aid or whatever they need to fix it. There needs to be an enemy. So then he started modding in zombies. Then he released the mod, and within 2 weeks, the mod went viral. And it got super huge on YouTube and on Twitch. And if you were not a StarCraft streamer or a League of Legends streamer back in the day, that meant you were a personality streamer, and the game that you were most likely playing was DayZ. Dean talked with Bohemia Interactive. They said, hey, we're selling millions of copies of Arma because of this DayZ mod. Why don't you actually join us? We'll pay you millions of dollars. We'll cut a deal with you for every box sale, a small percentage or something like that. I don't know his details of his contract. But we'll make a standalone version of DayZ. You'll be the guy in charge. And the rest is history. So Dean went to Bohemia. DayZ standalone became a thing. One of the Survivor Games founders that built Survivor Games with me, Brian Hicks, he actually went on to become the lead producer of DayZ, and he worked with Dean Hall. And then throughout that journey...
I thought Survivor Games was just an event.
So Survivor Games was something me and these two other guys and a couple of other people...
it was just like an event, though, right?
Yeah, so Arma 2 DayZ obviously was super big, and we wanted to capitalize off the popularity of it. And we also thought that the Hunger Games films were really cool. At least I did, and I liked the books as well. The movies were coming out at that time, and I said once, I think I was like streaming with a couple of people. We were playing DayZ, and like one night I said, wouldn't it be cool if you could stream Hunger Games, if there was like a Hunger Games event, and we could like watch everyone on Twitch kill each other in this game. And Chad was like, why don't you just do that? And my friend Brian, who went on to be the lead producer of DayZ, said we could do that. So we got off stream that night, and we started talking. And then 6 weeks later, we had the first iteration of our event, and it was called the Hunger Games with a Z. And we did that event. About 50,000 people watched it, and broke.
Sorry, the Zunga Games or the Hunger Games?
It was Hunger Games with a Z. With a Z at the end of games. Yeah. And yeah, Zunger Games, Jeff. And
you doing the C&D right after?
Well, we got really scared about getting sued, so we got to change the name. So we changed the name to Survivor Games with a Z at the end, and it blew up. Eventually, we'd get about 200,000 concurrent viewers, which was fucking nuts. And it would break Twitch chat, and Twitch noticed, and obviously Bohemia noticed, and we ended up selling it to Bohemia. So the event went full circle, and they acquired it. And then Twitch said, hey, why don't you come work for us? They said, you actually solved something that we've been trying to do for a long time that we couldn't figure out, and you figured it out. And I was like, oh yeah? What did I do? And they said, well, in this early era of Twitch, no one wants to share viewers. Everyone was afraid of cross-pollination. Viewers were precious back then. And you wanted everyone to stay off your fucking lawn.
Whoa.
And you wanted to keep your viewers close.
Hang on a sec.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
You're still precious, viewer.
Oh, Jeffrey. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Watching. You can't say shit like that when they're watching. Dude.
You're right. No, you're right. But Twitch, they said, yeah, like whenever someone would die in the Survivor Games, everyone would go to the next streamer and follow them. And then they go to when that streamer would die, they go to the next one and the next one and the next one. And suddenly all these thousands of people have followed all these streamers. And some of those people have been retained by the streamer. They're going back and they're actually watching. They're subscribing. They said, we did not figure that out, but you did. And I was like, I totally did that on purpose. You're welcome.
Yep.
And they were like, why don't you join us? So that's how I got my job at Twitch back in 2014. And then I met you like a year later. But yeah, Dean Hall, he was just a modder. He was a military guy that modded a game. And now he drives a fucking Lamborghini in New Zealand and has his own studio and called Rocket Works. And yeah, that's how it goes. And then Brendan Green, he made a PUBG. He has his own studio in Amsterdam. He's probably worth who knows how many millions of dollars making his own thing. So those are all modders. It's fucking amazing. So good for those guys.
Love it.
You know.
So what are you gonna mod? You guys gonna make the darkest minute, and it's gonna be kind of like the darkest hour, except it's just a minute-long game. Everyone has to.
Jeff, the darkest minute is any time you have sex. Okay, so
hey,
boom.
No, that's the disappointing minute. It's a different thing.
Oh, okay. Oh shit.
Darkest minutes right after.
Yeah. That was the other one.
The darkest minutes come exactly.
Yes,
once we both climaxed.
Yes.
Just filled with nothing, but this has never happened before. And I'm sorry.
Apologies. Mostly apologies.
This has never happened before. Hour. Yeah. This is the first time this has ever happened. Hour. Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely. No awkward silence. You guys fucking relax. There is no awkward silence. Jeff, you and I mean, we've gone through some awkward times together. We've seen a lot of each other. We've traveled together.
I don't know about awkward. It's never been you. I don't think you and I have ever had an awkwardness.
No, not at all.
Have we?
I don't think so.
You're
Now it's
pausing
awkward.
like we've had a
First
big
one.
argument. We've had lovers tiffs over the years, but we sort
Yes.
of rectified that pretty rapidly. We're
Yeah.
very transparent and very open.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't feel like we've ever had any awkwardness.
No,
How did you
no.
two meet? I want to know. I want to hear more from Jay. Jay's being very chill and very quiet today.
Yeah.
That isn't me,
And
bro.
his chat is losing their
Minimal
fucking
words.
mind over it.
How'd we meet, Jay?
Oh, someone hopped in the chat. I said, fuck you. I said, fuck you back. And the rest is history.
And was this through streaming the game that you both used to play a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
From
so
Dark and Darker.
here's the real story. I was playing Dark and Darker. It was a play test. I look at the leaderboard of the best players in the world. And I look at the wizard leaderboard, because wizard is the hardest class. At the time, it was the hardest class for me. I just did not know how anyone could pull it off. And I see this guy, Jay Griffia Live, or like Jay Griffia TV or something like that. I was like, okay, the best wizard in the world.
I heard of him.
Yeah.
He's a pro in the space. Okay.
Yeah, I had never heard of him, actually. But I see the name and I'm like, I'm going to check this guy out. So I go to Jay Griffia's channel. He's got 4 viewers. He's
Nice.
playing wizard. He's cracking fools with his wizardry. He's fucking slinging
He's
spells.
sorcering left. He's sorcering right.
He's fireballing fools in the fucking face. It's beautiful.
You shall not pass.
Exactly. He is doing that.
Pretty much.
Lots of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, man, I saw you in the leaderboard. Just want to watch the stream. Hey, randomly, I want to start a podcast for this game. Do you want to do it with me? Just because, like, I'm bad at the game and you're a top player and I could use...
First of all, Soma was like, oh, I worked at Twitch, and I had to verify all that information through LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah. He wanted to make sure that I was, like, a legit person first.
Everyone I talked to that saw you, and they're like, no, that guy's hella faking it.
I've known Soma for almost a decade, or maybe over a decade now, and I'm still not certain he's a real human being. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we've hung out in person.
I met him IRL. He's a little real, I guess.
Oh,
A little
yeah?
shorter
Nice.
in person. But...
We've crossed
I'm
swords.
just kidding, bro.
We didn't cross him.
5'2's tall. Okay.
We did. Oh, maybe me and Andre crossed them. Who crossed them?
No, I was taking it... I think we were, like,
In a
drunk.
hotel room
We were
in
drunk in
Vegas.
Vegas. I was pissing.
I was on cocaine. This was a previous part of
You
my life.
barged in while I was
definitely on
pissing,
cocaine.
and you started pissing in the toilet as I was pissing. That's right.
Yeah, and we
That's
both
right.
crossed
Just side
swords.
by side, one
And we
toilet.
twisted them up.
He was
Yeah, we
high
twisted them up.
on he came crashing through high on cocaine,
I wrapped
needing
my
to
foreskin
piss.
around his penis. It was like a little snake just ensnared him. Look at how uncomfortable Jay looks right now.
Oh, gay as hell.
It is gay as hell.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Imagine it,
Yeah,
Jay.
it is, Jay.
Just 2 men
No.
Yep.
standing
Think about
thigh
it.
to thigh,
Keep going. Jay?
Bear thigh.
hands
Listen, Jay.
crossed, wrists gently rubbing against one another. A fire could start if there wasn't already a fire starting down just a few inches below those hands.
Are you listening, Jay?
As I gripped his meaty girth, he gently held my long, rigid.
I think he was ruined Call of Duty for me.
That's not how Ghost sounds in Call of Duty. I can do it that way if you like.
British is British, bro.
Remember the last time I had soap over my lap? I was a very naughty boy. Didn't listen to the CO, so I had to clap his cheeks, metaphorically and literally. I shouted,
No, you
Molotov
didn't.
out, he said, penis in. And we got down to business. Yo, you think that's fucking weird? There is a dude on the internet over my course as like Ghost. I got sent all the weird fanfic by all the
That's
fucking
good.
weirdos. And one
bet.
dude, there's a guy who currently makes money from impersonating my voice
No.
and creating fan fiction like ASMR porn. He basically just does that. He basically goes, I remember when I got back to, I was feeling dirty after my latest operation down in the AO. I went straight to the changing rooms, pulled off my clothes. My muscles felt tight and sore. And I was going to have to work out the knots. And he basically makes up stories about jerking himself off
shit.
or fucking someone else at Task Force 141 HQ. And
got a link for that?
I'll send it to you directly after. I've got a membership. I'll just send you the video. No, but
Beautiful.
so this motherfucker's out there just pretending to be my voice, just talking real dirty porn, and I love it. I love it. Good for him. I'd love to meet him.
Missed opportunity on your end.
Dude, I know, but I never wanted to go the OnlyFans route. I didn't think that's. I feel like I've still got some talents in some of my areas of creative and formative abilities where I should hold out for continued
Ghost
success.
JOI right around the corner.
You know what though? If I ever decide I'm over it, fuck entertainment, I'll just get my dick out, put the Ghost cosplay on, and just fuck a.
You should. OnlyFans is waiting for you.
Cut a hole in an ammunition case and fuck it.
Fill it with jelly or something first.
You know what's funny? I've had currently today 5 different women that I know who work as sex workers. Who I'm very sex worker positive. I got lots of friends in that industry. Fair play to them. It's not for me, but I've had 5 separate women ask me to do. Would you ever do a ghost cosplay and make content for the OnlyFans? We'd make millions. And I'm like, nah.
You're an idiot.
I did think.
Bro,
I'm not gonna
I'll
lie.
wear a ghost costume.
I did consider
Wear
it.
the
No,
mask.
because they want the whole thing. They want me to do the voice. They want me to reveal at the end that it's the actual guy.
I'll wear
Don't
a
reveal.
just-
Keep the
just
mask
speak
on,
for
but you
me.
should do it.
No, I considered it with one of them.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah, I wanna have a career in acting.
Keep that one in the back pocket.
Speaking of your of your
You
career in
can't
acting,
get sued. No, you can't. No, because it's basically cosplay.
it's cosplay. Yeah,
Harley
exactly.
Davidson, so it's
Yeah.
just cosplay. So I can't get sued for it. No, and also I never had a contract with Activision. My contract was Infinity Ward, so Activision can suck my long girthy cock.
Jeff,
In case you didn't know how I feel about Activision.
No, you
Now
love
do.
them very much. You can't wait to work with them again. I would say
Never,
that
I'm never going to work with them. I just got 2
Of
more
course
auditions
not.
for one of their projects, and I refused to do the auditions.
There you
Ghosts
go.
Choke on a dick. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Awful company.
Well, I would say that you're most known as Ghost from Call of Duty, but I gotta say, one of
you
the
got any anime fans in? They might disagree.
I was gonna say my favorite role that you did that I was actually really entertained by was when you did when you voiced Jack the Ripper in Record of Ragnarok on Netflix.
I love that character.
That was fucking fun to watch. That was legit.
Dude, they
good.
just announced a 3rd series. Netflix
Can you
has
tell
got a 3rd
people what that
series
is?
of it.
What it is?
It's
Never
an
heard
anime
of it.
show. It's an anime show. There you go. It's an anime, and it's about the Ragnarok, which is in multitudes of different media and stories over the years, over the hundreds of years. It's a showdown between the gods and the mortals.
Yeah.
So 10 gods versus 10 mortals, one by one in individual battles, to decide the fate of humanity. If the humans win, then humanity is allowed to continue to exist. If not, the gods will smite them all because they've had enough of humans. But obviously these humans are like superhumans and unbelievably, like they have powers of their own, etc., etc. And my character, Jack the Ripper, who has his own spin-off in the manga, the original manga. When I went to Japan, I went out and bought all the books, and I got all the Record of Ragnarok ones, and I got all the ones of Jack the Ripper with his Valkyrie clock. They basically form like a little detective duo, and they go out and solve mysteries. And you find out that he's not even the real Jack the Ripper. He was never a sociopathic murderer. He's definitely a damaged human being who killed his own parents, but they were both awful people. But he killed Jack the Ripper and took the mantle of Jack the Ripper. He kills Jack the Ripper and then uses his mantle to then go and kill. He's effectively like Dexter. He's a bit of a Dexter character. So he's not even really Jack the Ripper. Isn't that cool?
That's cool. No, it was fun to watch. It was very entertaining.
And I went up against Hercules. Jack the Ripper has
Yes.
to fight Hercules.
You fight Hercules. No spoilers. We're not going to spoil anymore. You've already
Not gonna
said
spoil- no
enough,
spoilers.
Jeffrey.
I just said that we fight Hercules. You can find that on any of the promo. And they just announced the season 3. So hopefully they do an English dub. That'd be great because I'd love to prize the role. I loved him. He's such a good character. He's so fun.
Wait, are you speaking Japanese or something?
I'm
No,
not.
no,
No,
no.
I did the English dub, but they've announced the 3rd season with the Japanese original. I watch all anime with Japanese and then with English subtitles. I don't know about you guys. Actually, that's up for debate.
Japanese
watch?
with English subtitles,
I would never.
100%.
It's either
100%.
dub or none.
No.
But I've only seen like 3 animes.
Wow.
No, dubs.
Can I ask you why? What's your thinking behind that? What's your take on it?
Jay doesn't know how to read.
What, for the dubs or for anime?
Why do you watch anime with an English dub rather than the original Japanese
because
with English subtitles?
if I miss a sentence, it's just over. You know, like if I look away. So you gotta be like locked in watching subtitle stuff is all.
That's
I get
true.
what you're saying.
That's
I get
true.
what you're saying. So you can hear stuff. You can even walk out the room and still kind of hear what's going on
Yeah,
between
and
the
still
characters.
hear it. Yeah.
You know what
Whereas-
sucks is eating when you're watching a movie or show that has subtitles, because you're like fucking like trying to eat the meal while you're like
exactly.
Yeah, that part
And me,
sucks.
I never like fully focused in on it. I don't know how you guys do that. That's why I just don't watch it. I can watch movies, but TV shows, no, it's kind of they got to be good for me to sit through them.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Jeff,
I'm always Japanese audio because I think the characterizations are just so awesome. It's like it's how it was originated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, sometimes they write those characters with those voice actors in mind.
Exactly.
So I just love hearing that. And then sometimes with the English, there was this genre. There was this whole in the origins of English dub of Japanese shows, what English actors tried to do. First of all, it's unbelievably poorly paid. Like a video game, even at SAG rate, right? If I'm working on the biggest AAA game in the world, I might at the top end only earn something like, let's say, $1,500, not even $1,000 plus my agent's 20% for an hour's recording, and that's the top end. And you'll probably only need it for an hour for the whole game, or 2 hours to do your whole job. So to do a big AAA, you might only work 2 or 3 hours. So you get $3,000 to do a whole video game as one of the lead characters in a major AAA. For anime, per hour, it's as low as like $100, $120 an hour, and you might have to do multiple hours, and you really have to match all the lip flaps. So it's badly paid. So the first actors who started doing anime were actually not great actors. They weren't the most prolific voice actors. They were normally people who were starting or willing to do it for next to no money.
I've heard some terrible dubs in my time.
There you go. And then what followed after that is then because those people were doing the dub, there was a whole period for like 30 years where all English voice dub of Japanese anime tried to match the intonation of Japanese actors. So you might have a character, and I apologize for do not speak Japanese with any real ability. Let me actually, so I don't fucking culturally offend someone here. Let me just get some.
you can offend anyone you want. It's okay. Go for it.
No. Here we go. Here you go. Japanese. I got some Japanese here. I'll read some Japanese. So you might have a Japanese actor doing it like like Ohayo gozaimasu. Konnichiwa. Oyasumi. Arigatou gozaimasu. Doisashimashimase. Right, so it might be have that intonation, and then what the English people would do, rather than just being like, "All right, well, this guy is like a gruff commander," which in an English version, if I was doing an English version, I would be like, I'd be like, "Right, lads, we're gonna get shot at when we get down there. Now, do me a favor and stay on my six. I'm gonna need you at my side." They won't do that. They'll try and emulate the Japanese. So they'll be like, "Right, lads. Here we go. We're going into battle." And they do this cheesy fucking version because they're trying to match the Japanese.
The inflection.
The inflection.
Japanese. Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Exactly.
So
anyway,
that's been changing in the last like 10 years. Anime has come like full circle now, where English dubs are actually being given to actors who, will really put some passion into the character and, blah, blah, blah. But it's an interesting thing anyway.
What's it like doing voice acting? Do they send you like the whole? So you send it for like an hour or whatever. Sometimes multiple hours. Do you just read the every line you do in that 1 hour? Like every line that character has?
You go line by line, and they really just record them through. So they'll go, "All right, give me a slightly different version of that," or like, "All right, let's get one more for safety." Most of the time, I'm not having to redo lines generally. But if they need it, they'll be a bit more. Okay, well, actually, in this moment, you're not quite so angry. You're a little bit more somber, actually. You're a bit hurt by the information you just got given. Now read the line. You just go a bit, so you go, okay, cool, fair enough.
Sure. That sounds so anticlimactic. You're like working on like a 3-year project. You're like, finally my time, and you got 50 minutes on the clock.
And the worst bit with voice acting as well is you're never allowed to announce that you're in a project until it's already on the shelves, playable, downloadable, released.
Right.
Because if you do, you get recast. I made the mistake of doing that with Hogwarts Legacy. I'd done like 7 characters in it, and I was booked to do 2 more. And then I talked about it in a tweet reply, and some fucking Harry Potter super nerd was Googling Harry Potter games every single day on Twitter, saw my reply, put it on a Reddit thread. "This guy's in the Harry Potter game. Oh my God, he's confirmed it. It's happening. Oh, blah, blah, blah." And then I got fired. Warner Brothers fired me, and then we recorded all 7 characters. Yeah, it hurt me. But learn a lesson.
I'm surprised that you don't get sued or anything.
No, I mean,
just
what
fire
me
him. Just
for,
fire
like,
him.
you fucked up, you're fired, we re-record.
Sure.
But yeah, with certain jobs, you could potentially face legal charges. But I mean, at that time, what were they going to take? Like $0 of $0? I'm like, I'm fucking voice actor, right?
So Jeff, you've done a lot of voice acting. You've done a lot of stuff on stage. You were a DJ. I know that you're interested in doing more film. It's something that we've kind of talked about over the years, and I've seen you sort of consider auditions over the years. If you had to choose between being a superhero or a villain in DC or Marvel, let's make it even easier. Gunn's new DC film universe,
Lobo.
Or
Lobo.
You would want to be Lobo. I'm pretty sure there's an
I love
actor.
anti-heroes.
There's an actor that's already taken Lobo though.
Yeah, Jason Momoa, no?
It's Jason Momoa, yeah. So you can't take that.
No. But that's who I'd want to be, yeah.
Okay. Jason
Lobo's
Momoa's taking
fun.
Lobo.
I like playing anti-heroes. I want to play an anti-hero.
Yeah.
I think they're the most interesting characters because they're more human. I feel like an anti-hero. I want to save humanity. I want to help people everywhere. But also, sometimes you might have to make difficult decisions to reach that goal. Sometimes you can't always be Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah.
So all these kind of like presentations of
you could do Lobo.
Heroes is very... Yeah,
I could
Lobo
see
would be a
Lobo.
lot of fun.
Yeah, unhinged. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
probably
gonna lie,
too
I
old.
don't know what the hell is an anti-hero.
It's someone who ultimately is trying to save the bigger population. You're a good guy, but
I thought that's what heroes did.
Well,
but the
hold
methods
on.
that you go about it are a little bit. And sometimes you might have to do bad things, like you might have to present
Like Deadpool.
as the villain.
Like Deadpool.
Yeah,
Deadpool will kill the motherfucker to kill the bad guy. If an
Professor
innocent
Snape.
dies, he'll get over it and make a joke, and then still kill the bad guy to save the other innocent people.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hellboy is an anti-hero. There you go. John Constantine.
The Punisher. Yeah.
Chaotic good is a great description, Glibbers.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
That's right.
Yeah, chaotic good. Yeah, exactly. And like, for instance, Professor Snape is an anti-hero. Do you know what I mean? The whole way through, you're sure he's an evil villain. But everything he was doing was to try and save Potter and to try and bring about the downfall of Voldemort.
Anti-hero. Yep.
So, and often anti-heroes are also rejected all the way along. They're treated like shit.
They're the best characters. Yeah.
They're the best characters because, like, here's what's crazy to me is someone like Superman. Everyone goes, "Oh my God, Superman! We love you, Superman! We love you! We love you! We love you!" It's easy to always do the right thing and put yourself on the line when everyone's going, "Yay! We love you, number one!" And I realize Superman has had periods where they didn't all love him, but you get what I'm saying. Whereas, like, an anti-hero literally has most people around him going, "You're a piece of shit. We hate you. You suck. You're the worst. You suck. You suck." And despite all of that, in spite of all that hatred, they still work tirelessly to save the people.
And the same people that would
more
talk
balls.
shit. Yeah.
The same people that talk shit about them,
Yeah.
they still...
Yeah.
And that's that, to me, is a sign of a real heroic kind of person.
I'm with you. Yeah, anti-heroes are the shit. That's why I like Deadpool and Venom and all those characters. They're just the best. If you were going to be in Marvel, what character would you want to be? Let's say you were going to be in Secret Wars, and they're going to do a multiverse thing, and they're going to bring in a bunch of fucking hodgepodge of characters. You get to pick someone. Who would you be?
I mean, Loki is unbelievably fun. Loki's great.
Sure.
Blade, but I don't think I could pull that character off.
Why not?
My acting range just not quite there yet, unfortunately.
I think you're a pretty good actor. Why else couldn't you pull it off?
That's the only reason. Because I'm not good enough at martial arts yet. That's why. No, I mean, he's an amazing character, though. I love him. Punisher. But after Johnny Burntall's performance of Punisher, that would be a hard character to redo.
Right.
Who else do I love? Ghost Rider's pretty cool.
Ooh, yeah, good choice.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of other like anti-heroes. But yeah, those are my probably top choices. Obviously Scarlet, I'd love to be, Scarlet Witch or something like that. Little gender bend,
Jubilee. I could see you as a Jubilee.
Yeah, Jubilee. Yeah.
Little firework. Yes. Get it.
What about you lads? Who would you be, Jay?
Oh God, I don't watch that stuff.
He doesn't.
What do you do, Jay? You don't watch TV shows. You don't watch.
Here we go, chat. Here we go.
What
Get
do
him,
you do?
Jeff.
He's like-
Get him.
What do
I
we
watch
do?
random garbage brain rot on YouTube, for the most part.
Oh God. What about not even a little bit of Alone? You're not into Alone? Have you seen that TV show? I could see you being into survival shows.
Nope.
You got the look of a man who wants to
I
build
like,
a cave
you know,
to
I
live
like
in.
Game of Thrones, you know, Dune.
Okay, there you go. All right,
I'll
that's
fuck
cool.
with some Harry Potter, why not?
You fucks with a bit of Harry Potter.
Which year?
That's such a funny sentence. I love that.
Which one? I don't know.
If you were gonna be
Harry Potter, you're a wizard, Harry, and I fucks with you.
You're a wizard, Harry. If you were going to go to Hogwarts, which house would you be in there, Jay Griffia?
Oh yeah, good question.
Slytherin, of course.
Slytherin, eh? Oh. Shifty
You're a
little
Slytherin man,
bastard,
are
eh?
you?
Shifty, shifty.
Aren't they like friends with Voldemort? So it's just like, you know, get extra powers or something.
Oh, damn, bro. All right. Well, now you're the anti-hero.
Damn right. See, I fit the role.
Soma, what about you?
I would be.
Well, who would be your character, first of all, from Marvel DC? Who's like the one character you'd love to portray? Because you're an actor as well. You got some acting chops.
Thank you.
I got it. I'll go with Rocket. Sorry.
Rocket Raccoon.
Yep.
That's a great
That's
choice.
an awesome choice. Yeah, he's great. He is a bit of an anti-hero. He's an anti-hero for sure. And he's also unbelievably fucking selfless in a lot of the things he does. And he's been through some dark shit. That movie made me cry my eyes out. Seeing his little origin story.
What,
James,
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen them.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been really into mythology, and I always thought the power of lightning was fucking awesome. Ever since I used to watch this animated show called Static Shock as well back in the day. I always thought lightning was cool, so Thor. But then I also was a massive fan of Iron.
So two-dimensional.
But I was also a massive fan of Iron Man, because Iron Man in the MCU is a lot different than Iron Man in the comics. People don't realize that. Iron Man in the comics is an asshole. He is like hard to deal with, and he's still a badass billionaire, and he's still a genius, and he's very fucking
kind
powerful.
Of an asshole in the movies, though.
Yeah, but but he's worse in the comics for sure.
It's more ego-y, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And then I also really like Spider-Man, because I just think Spider-Man's powers are fucking awesome. I love his powers.
Hate Spider-Man.
I think his powers are sick.
Really?
I mean, you could get.
I hate spiders, and I just think, I don't know, it's just dumb.
No.
Just swings from a web, and yep.
Oh wait, he's not just that. I mean, he's like
and
his
on top
body is.
The other ones, not even the original Spider-Man guy. They don't even. They're just like fake spiders. You know what I mean?
They don't even have webs. Yeah, they can climb walls, but they don't have webs. Yeah, you're right.
It's weird.
I think the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, where he naturally shot webs out, made the most sense. I always hated that Spider-Man did not just produce his own webs. Like, he produces other shit that he can shoot. Why not fucking webs? It just never made sense to me. I always hated that, and it was a big flaw in the entire Spider-Man story in general. But anyway. And then I would probably be in Ravenclaw, because I did the stupid online sorting hat, and I was in Ravenclaw because fuck Hufflepuff. Gryffindor is a bunch of fucking hall monitor pussies. And Slytherin, I just wouldn't fit in. I'm not a goth kid, so I'd have to be a Ravenclaw, which is cool. I'm fine with that.
I like Ravenclaw.
Yeah,
I fuck with Ravenclaw. Yeah,
I'd fuck with Ravenclaw.
I fuck with Ravenclaw.
Hell
Jay
yeah.
fucks with a bit of Harry Potter. I fuck with Ravenclaw.
That's right.
Okay. So
I feel like I gotta defend the Gryffindors though, because sometimes they go by the Gryffindorks. You know, that's what can be called.
they're fucking hall monitors, dude. Fuck those people. If you were gonna play Quidditch,
someone's gotta hold it down.
All right, what Quidditch position?
Can't be running around there.
Quidditch positions, go.
I don't know the law that well, bro. You've lost me now. I don't know.
Right forward.
Yeah, fucking. I don't know. The one on the fastest broom who wins.
Yep.
So you could be a seeker, and you're looking for the golden snitch. That's Harry's job.
Nah, I'd be probably one of the guys that like knocks people off their brooms, like
with the bludgers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be a bludger.
Yeah. Okay. So bludgers are pretty badass. I think
God,
they're beaters. They're beaters.
Chaser, beater.
Yeah,
seeker,
beaters use bludgers. Seekers look for the golden snitch. Chasers are actually like carrying the ball and trying to score, and the keeper's the goalie.
I'd be a beater, probably.
Yeah, you would.
I've always been a beater most of my life. I think from about the age of 11, I became a beater.
I would be a keeper.
Yeah, that was early.
I'd be a keeper because half the game I would just be chilling, because I would hope that my team is really good at offense and are at the other side of the pitch, so I could just kind of fly around and like chase a butterfly. You know,
you'd be the keeper of all the other boys' secrets.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I certainly would.
I can see Jay being a chaser.
Yeah,
see
he's
him
definitely a chaser.
Chasing around.
Chubby chaser, maybe.
Yeah?
We already knew that about you.
You
Tell us
like him
something new.
thick. You like him thick?
Do you?
That's why he's watching those green screen booty shorts.
That's right.
Jay Griffia,
That's why I'm looking
cheeky,
at the other monitor.
Cheeky.
cheeky monkey. Jay, who are you actually watching at night? All the lights are off. Your phone is plugged in. You're in bed. The streaming PC is purring in standby mode. Your roommates are out of the house. Who are you cuddling up with on your phone? So that white glow hits your pale fucking face in your bed. Who are you looking
I'm
at?
not gonna lie, dude. I've been watching this guy on YouTube. His name's Bluff. All he does is gamble. But nice.
So you're watching a man gamble in bed. I thought we were gonna get some.
You ever watch a dude play blackjack for an hour? POV. It's good.
Fuck no.
I'll watch poker. Blackjack for now. That's a hard one.
That's.
Poker, at least there's some mind games going on there.
I legitimately love watching poker. I used to. Did you guys watch like World Series of Poker, Poker After Dark, any of that shit? Like in the early 2000s, like 2004 to 2010.
I low key hate poker.
What? It's like poker is one of the best games ever made, of all time. Chess and poker are probably the two best games ever made. You're insane.
And he's gone.
Hey.
Hello, Jeffrey. Hello.
I'm still here.
He's here. He's here, mate. Don't you worry. Well, I thought you were going to give us like a juicy good answer, Jay, but you're just watching a man fucking play blackjack. That's really disappointing.
I just watch YouTube shorts. Not even kidding.
Damn, dude. You got to expand out your cultural digestion.
I have been telling him this for dozens of episodes.
I like
Jeff.
knowing nothing and always being lost.
Oh, fair enough.
Ignorance is bliss. I mean, it's literally a saying for a reason. Folks, we are.
Yeah, but there's some issues with it. Like history repeats itself. So if you're ignorant, you don't know. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I envy the ignorance of the average Joe. I think that as much as I understand, I'm deeply privileged to have been afforded an education and some travel around the world. My work has taken me to meet lots of different types of people and stuff. So what comes with that is an understanding of how fucked we all are and how misled we're all being carried along through life.
That's my baseline thoughts on humanity.
Yeah, and actually people who are a bit just more like, I'm happy. I got my fucking this, that, and that's all I need in existence. That's all I understand. I don't know much. Didn't learn much. I didn't experience much. Those people are often a lot happier because they're not plagued by the realities of the macro level problems of the world. You know, so it's true.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
Jay, have you seen Interview with the Vampire yet?
Nope. By the way, I basically refuse at this point.
Jeff, have you seen Interview with the Vampire?
No. What? The
What?
new one or the old one? Because they remade it, right?
The movie with Tom Cruise, the 90s movie.
No, I don't think I've ever seen it. And then they remade it once, and I think I saw that one. And then they're making a TV series of it, or they made a TV series.
There is a TV series out. It's why they did that, I don't know. It's fucking stupid, but they did. But anyway.
Now, speaking of TV, did you know Severance? I don't know if I was getting trolled or not. Someone in my chat was saying there's a 6-year gap between this season and the next one.
Why? Don't tell me. I haven't started season 2 yet. I don't want to know that. I'm waiting for season 2 to completely air so I can legally acquire the entire show all at once and binge it.
After a fantastic first season in early 2022, series creator Dan Erickson and co spent 3 years finishing season 2 for a 2025 debut. Several factors led to such a large gap between seasons, including COVID, SAG-AFTRA strike, and the WGA strike. Just having a little burp.
Oh, I'm talking season 3 is supposed to have a 6-year gap. I must have just been getting trolled.
Do you mean 6-year gap in production or in story?
To like come out. So like season 3 of Severance
3
doesn't
years
come out
between
until like
season 1 and season
2031.
2. There was 3 years between season 1 and season 2.
Yeah, for season 2. I'm talking for the next season. Not the
But it
next
can't be, because if season 2 came out a couple of years ago, then it's only been a year or 2 years.
No, he's saying the next season after this current one is going to take
like
6 years.
3.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I think that's probably bullshit.
I
doubt that.
God, I hope not.
I doubt it as well. Okay, we are an hour and 10 minutes in. It is time to switch it up and slide into Q&A. Chat, ask us anything.
I got one. Are you gonna binge Severance season 2 when the finale drops on Sunday?
I'm gonna download the entire season, probably buy a joint or two, and order a pizza and watch the fuck out of that show for sure.
I want to know if you can spot when Ben Stiller stops directing, because I could.
Oh, I didn't realize that he was not directing that entire season, or is he only directing certain episodes?
I don't know. He directed all of the first season though.
Interesting.
And like the first half of season 2. There's like one or two, so I'd be surprised if you notice.
Interesting. Okay.
There's a question in the chat from My Name Is Not
different.
David. He asked, Jeff, does it clap when you walk? He's asking about, I think he's talking about the cake, because Ghost is famed for having quite a lot of cake. The cake doesn't clap, but if I'm wearing loose-fitting track pants and I run, there is a round of applause.
What's clapping?
Just have to leave that up to your imagination. Let's just say,
okay.
I have a concealed carry license, and I'm not packing heat.
Jesus. Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool.
Smoke a joint, eat pizza, and watch movies sounds like a real Hufflepuff. that is some Hufflepuff fucking behavior right there. You're right. You're right. That's funny. A Ravenclaw would be chopping lines. You're right.
You go and read that question out, Soma. I know you
Is
see that one.
Avatar The Last Airbender an anime?
Okay, this is
Yes.
actually a great question for you, Jeff. I have a great question for you. As someone in showbiz who said earlier in this very episode that he's a fan of diversity. Hamsh says, what do you think about Snape in the potential Harry Potter show that's coming out being cast by a black actor for the Harry Potter show?
I don't think it affects or impacts Snape's story in the slightest in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, if he's the right actor for the job, 100%, that doesn't make any difference. I'm more pissed off about Brett fucking, what's his name? God, to know him. Brett Goldstein.
I don't know.
Playing Hagrid. That makes no sense.
Who the fuck's Jeff Goldstein?
Brett Goldstein. He was in, he got famous from Ted Lasso. He plays the British footballer who talks like that. But he's not good.
Goldstein.
Yeah,
He's going to be Hagrid?
He's going to be Hagrid, apparently. That's what they said.
And that's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd more so be sad with the Snape thing that it's just they're not getting the OG actor.
Well, he's dead.
Alan Rickman is
he's dead.
So
Yeah, he died.
And also, they're not using
it.
any of the same actors. This is like a remake of the Harry Potter series.
Yeah, I think starting from scratch is totally cool and fine. The only time I get like my nerdy like panties get in a bunch is when there is a clear description of a character in a novel or a comic or a graphic novel, whatever the fuck, in a game. There's a clear description like, yes, this character is famous for having purple eyes or whatever the fuck. Or this character is famous for being deathly pale and, they're bald or whatever. I want the actual film to follow the description. I do. But with Snape, there is no description of what color he is or anything like that. It just says that he's a gaunt dude. So if this black actor is a gaunt looking fucking weird potion master wizard, then I think it's fine. Who cares? As long as he pulls it off. I think people get really, really upset about colors. A little too much. And it's annoying. But I understand why people get upset if there is a specific description of a character and they're like, all right, this character's white, but we're going to make him a black guy now. Or this character's actually a black guy, we're going to make him Asian now. And there's a massive description that states this is what this character looks like, this is how they are. That is annoying to me. But when there's not that, people got to let it go. If a white person has played that character previously in other media, you kind of have to just get over that shit because it doesn't matter. You know?
And this actor, when he is like in shape, and I'm sure he'll be in perfect shape for this and blah, 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 he has quite like really high cheekbones. He has like quite a pronounced brow. He gives me Snape energy. Do you know what I mean? He can give us,
with makeup and acting and losing some weight and like the way he walks, he might be able to sell that shit so fucking well that it's better than Rickman. You never know. Even though he was really good.
Yeah, Ringman.
He was fucking amazing for sure. He's a god for sure.
Yeah, careful. I'm more surprised they're fucking making it because like you would have thought the entire J.K. Rowling, anti-trans, politicized, like I would have thought that they'd be like, let's just not touch that shit anymore. I guess it's enough money that it's worth trying, but it's going to be boycotted. It doesn't matter how diverse you make the cast or how how are they going to change any of the storylines? Are they going to make Ron Jeremy? That's hilarious. Are they going to make Ron Weasley? Dumbledore's
He's going to make something
Jeremy,
disappear.
He's going to be fucking all of the 18-year-old girls in the.
Come here, Hermione. Come here.
You're Harry, but I'm a player. I'm here, Hermione.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You like a ride at my sidecar? Yeah, he's just fucking come and see my dragon in my van.
Hey Jeff, bear or USEC?
Bear or USEC?
Yeah, Tarkov.
What's USEC?
Tarkov. It's like the Americans or the Russians. If you didn't play Tarkov, you won't
survive. Would I rather be dropped on an island with a bear or members of USEC? Is that what you're asking?
Never mind. If you didn't play Tarkov, take this question instead. Someone asked, cut or uncut?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm European, so we don't mutilate our genitals where I'm from.
Okay.
Don't shake your head because of your loss that you had no fucking say in.
I'm fine
sorry
with
that
it.
Your penis no longer has its natural protection against bacteria.
I'm very happy with my penis. I'm cool with it. I don't care that my parents decided to fuck around with it a little bit when I was a baby.
I definitely have played some Tarky. I never got into it heavily. I've still got it on my gaming PC. I just never tried it out.
Tarkov was hard to get into, man.
You just invest so much time, and then once it'd been through enough wipes, if you don't already know top tier how to play at the beginning of a wipe, you're just getting shit on.
You're getting shit on no matter what against
season.
the juicers, as XQC would say. Yeah, that game is like I put 500 hours in that game, and I felt like I was not getting any better. I mean, I could get some clutch kills. I could jump off the second story of interchange and do a fucking 180 no scope into somebody. I could pull off some moves.
I've never seen you do anything like that. You're a liar.
I did it once. I did it one time, and I injected my character. What's the stupid injector shit where you like turn into Superman? It's like SJT dash something.
Hell of them.
I don't know. Anyway, I injected that shit, jumped off SJ6 or something like that. I can't remember what it is, but I used the injectors, and I did a jumping 180 spin kill, and it was the best thing I ever did in Tarkov. But yeah, that game.
Did you do that on stream?
Yeah, I played the fuck out of the game on stream.
I don't know. Did you do that particular moment of epic gaming? Was that live on stream? Is there documentation of it?
Yes, and do you know why? Because I refused to play that game unless I was streaming it.
Where's the clip then? There must be a clip somewhere.
Jeff, why don't you look for it?
Liar!
You are so interested in seeing my epic gamer moments. You should go into my dashboard and
He's
find.
Just auditing you. I'll make sure you're not faking.
There you go. Exactly.
No, I was really bad at Tarkov overall. Like, that game is hard, and like I almost feel like the gun porn shit is like it goes too far. And I think the movement, it always felt like you were like walking with heavy sandbags on, or like walking underwater. And the hacking was terrible. The sound design was shit. You'd hear some guy fucking dancing the Macarena in the same room as you, but there's no one there. But the guy's actually on the other side of the building on a different floor. And just, I don't know. There was a lot of glaring issues.
You played Tarkov.
Yes, Tarkov I played a lot of it, and I tried streaming it. Like, this is what I was trying to transition to when I was trying to get away from DayZ, and it just wasn't. It was not working. Yeah, Jeff does not believe me. That's okay.
I just don't have enough Tarkov knowledge to be part of the conversation.
I totally get it. It's
any kind of
don't play.
Major,
don't play it.
No.
I gotta be honest. I'm not really playing anything. Like I'm not. There's no video game right now that has grabbed my interest. I'm playing a little bit of TFT.
Same.
I'll play TFT like with my morning coffee as I look at the news or something. But beyond that, at this point I'm waiting for Elder Scrolls 6 and essentially knowing that it's going to suck because Bethesda is a shadow of their former self, and now they're owned by Microsoft, which is even worse. So my beloved single-player franchise that I sink many hours into every time a new title comes out is probably going to let me down. Chat, you guys know. You guys know it's going to suck, right? Do we all know?
You gonna play a Dune MMO?
You really think Elder Scrolls is going to suck? I mean, what? Yeah.
Yep. I think Starfield and Fallout 76 are quite indicative of where Bethesda has gone, and an acquisition for billions and billions of dollars of that studio that has a lot of warts on it is not going to help. It's only going to cement how shit they actually are. In fact, it only sours it even more. There's actually no positive aspect at all. So yeah, I think Elder Scrolls 6 is probably going to be a big disappointment, and it's going to make so much money that they're going to make a 7th. And scene. I don't even know. Is Jeff wearing a wireless headset?
Am I wearing what? Sorry.
A wireless headset? No, it was not.
I was not.
I was giving you a great answer. You fucking suck.
Oh, just like I had to let my doggy out. Sorry, she needs to go and have a little poo.
It's okay.
She heard your conversation. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
She was like,
yeah. "Get me the fuck out of here."
This is.
All right, an actual Q&A now. Come on. Give us some questions.
Come on now,
Here we
real
go.
Q&A, ladies and gents.
A real Q&A. Let's go.
Come on.
Give it to us. Let's see here. Is it bubblegum
Fake
pink?
Questions. I want real questions.
Is it bubblegum pink or roast beef brown, Jeff?
Oh, roast beef brown, of course. I'm Macedonian. I'm Greek Macedonian, so it's definitely got a darker tinge to it, you know.
Can GTA 6 live up to the hype? I bet that's gonna be the best game probably ever.
Which one?
Yes,
GTA
6.
I'm excited about it. I hope it's going to be epic. I feel like it's been a long while coming, so
It's
and
going
all the stuff
to
that
be the best selling game of all time.
Yeah, the little images that have been released, I don't know if they've been released or leaked or whatever, but there's been a couple of images. It looks amazing. So.
It'll be the
What
best.
Are you talking about there? Or you said it'll be like player created content?
Yeah. I think it's going to be
Really?
the best selling game of all time. It's going to generate more revenue than most games ever, and they're going to heavily involve user generated content in the game. They're going to follow Fortnite and Roblox in that way. So I mean, they acquired the GTA RP guys, No Pixel, for a reason, right? Like they know that there is a massive amount of longevity with user generated content, role playing, shit like that, with the online sector of the game. So they're leaning heavily into that. So instead of No Pixel nerds having to mod some GTA RP experience like they did for many, many years for GTA 5, that was a long process to build that out. Well, imagine all that shit's just under the hood, and anyone can fucking build a sci-fi version of GTA 6 or an Old West version of GTA 6, or make it a jungle or something like that, or the apocalypse, or you have your own RP servers,
Hogwarts version.
a magic version. You can change the physics of the world, and like that's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to hand the creativity ball over to the player base and let them throw it around however they want. And I think that's going to be fucking amazing. It's going to be a game changer. I think you're going to see a whole new generation of Twitch streamers be birthed. You're going to see a new class of famous influencers that are attached to the game. It's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool.
You got some high hopes for it, man. I like that.
I just know what Rockstar, I know what kind of business they are, and I know how they're thinking, mostly because of friends in the industry, but whatever. And it just makes sense. And based on like the clues that we've seen, it's just where it's going to go. So yeah, it should be really cool.
I mean,
I hope you're
GTA
right. I
RP
like
has been
Rockstar.
like the most viewed game on Twitch for like fucking 5 years now or whatever.
Yeah,
That's
and
any
six will
Is
be
it
even
really?
crazier.
Is it the most viewed?
It's got hundreds of thousands. I mean, when it's popping too, they get like 500,000 viewers in that category. Just like round the clock, months and months and months.
Yeah, there's always
I
a
bet
big
it's top
audience.
3 right now.
I mean, yeah, the top 3 really are GTA, Just Chatting,
Number 1
Just Chatting
overall.
Just Chatting for sure is number 1.
Well, I can't count Just Chatting. I wouldn't count that in like game streams.
Oh damn, you're right. Yeah, you're 100% right. Views high to low. It's like number 2 right now. 215,000
Been
views.
there forever.
Wow.
As well.
Yeah, yeah.
And what with people just like
Dicking
There's
around,
Roleplay.
RPing, and yeah.
Yeah. RP is
Wow.
amazing. I've said it for a while. I think it's the best content on Twitch.
And the funny thing is, if you ask a bunch
I
of
did it for a little while.
if you ask a bunch of GTA RPers to play Dungeons and Dragons, they'll fucking D&D. What the fuck? They'll turn their nose
Yeah,
up
I know,
on it.
I know.
It
Losers,
fucking
yeah.
makes no sense. I
Well,
hate
that's
that
some
shit.
nerd shit, let's be honest.
Yeah, and pretending to be a fucking bank robber in Vice City, isn't
Hey.
it? Okay, dude.
I
Whatever.
want to flip burgers in my restaurant, so be it, virtually.
What's cooler, flipping burgers in Vice City or shooting orcs with an arrow because I'm an elf?
Okay, but when you play D&D, you're not actually playing it. You're just like talking, and then you gotta envision it.
No,
You
not
know?
necessarily. Depends how good your DM is and what kind of.
You can use
Materials
virtual
you have available.
tabletops
Oh,
as
sure.
well. and- Yeah. D&D, so I said 2 of the best games ever made were poker and chess earlier. The third other best game ever made is Dungeons and Dragons, straight up, in my opinion.
I didn't hear you say chess. I've been thinking of playing it. I've been thinking of doing like a serious chess art because I might be the worst chess player I've ever seen.
I was in chess club back in the day. I was a huge chess nerd. I was in astronomy club and chess
Oh, we
club in
know.
high school. I was a nerd. Did I tell you that?
You're playing D&D. There's no way you weren't in the chess club.
Yep, I was in chess club. I played a few tournaments too.
Wow, this is wild. I'm just checking out a guy on GTA RP. He's playing a police officer, and he's got 50,000 concurrent viewers just watching him just be a
Arrest
fake
people.
police officer.
Yep.
The craziest
So
part is
funny.
half those people play on like just shit servers where it's like RP kinda. It's like RP in quotations. I don't
Right.
even get why they do it, to be honest.
I did it for a little while, and then I found that you couldn't get into to get into the best
No pixel. Yeah.
servers was like it was such a everyone's it's so incestuous, and everyone's all like little nerds and like no, I don't know, I don't like him, he can't come in or whatever. But it was like so
Yep.
yeah, it's so pathetic.
Yeah, there's a GTA RPer. He goes by Auto-Tune Tyrone in GTA.
Oh yeah.
He's a streamer named Maximus Black.
OTT.
And yeah, OTT. He's a very, very, very good streamer. And he's a very good musician and singer. And he would, do his OTT thing in the main big, no pixel GTA RP server where like XQC is and Summit and all the big guys. And if he or any other like smaller streamer or someone that was not a big main character in the zeitgeist went against the grain at all, the viewers would attack them. Maximus Black told me he would get death threats, and that people would like talk about his kids and his wife and shit if he just didn't do something in RP that the audience wanted him to do. Like,
Wow.
Yep.
but like serious ones, not like I'm 12 and just gonna write to you that I'm gonna kill you, but like no, like here's your address and like stuff like that. Like what? Like that? Like people are fucking
people
insane.
get heavily invested
Yeah,
watching that shit.
that's fucking insane.
I mean,
insanity.
sometimes you're watching like 3-month-long storylines play out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Every single day, day in, day out, they're working and developing that shit. So
Yeah. Chat
people get a
hoppers.
little too interested.
Yep, chat hoppers.
It's actually I don't like Penta just because I was an XQC role player fan and they did not do well, so it made me just not like Penta.
Which is wild
What are you
because
gonna do?
Penta's a way better streamer than XQC. So it's
Yeah,
crazy.
sure.
Yeah.
Penta gets completely catered to on certain servers, though. That's just the
I
power that
don't.
the streamers have.
I don't even know, to be honest. I have no idea. All right, questions. Keep them coming. I don't want to talk streamer drama.
How long do you normally do this potty for?
It goes anywhere from like 90 minutes to 3 hours, like however we're kind of feeling it. I I think
I
our
will
long.
not be able to do 3 hours. I will be able to do 90 minutes, but I've got to do some voiceover auditions tonight as well.
No, that's fine.
Apologies.
Let's do Q&A for like another like 10, 15 minutes. We'll call it. It's all good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, no problem. I know you're busy.
I just wanted to be upfront. Apologies.
No, it's okay.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
That's a good one. So may hear about the dad PvE mode coming up. I know you don't care, but or whatever.
Someone mentioned it to me. Even though I do not care about Dark and Darker anymore, people still message me shit about it. A lot of people still think I work there. I don't. Informant, I saw your question earlier. I couldn't respond, but no, I don't work there anymore. I did hear about the PvE only mode, and I mean, it's disappointing. I'm sure a lot of like PvE bumper bowling babies are really excited about it. And good, you get your little, you get your safe toy with bubble wrap wrapped around it. Good for you. I don't know.
I mean, it's fine, but there's just not enough to warrant it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Like
PvE Tarkov makes a lot of sense because the game is crazy deep and there's so much to do, but this game, there's nothing.
I don't know. At this point, I don't really know what the current update or wipe is like or what's going on, but a lot of it is just way too little, way too late at this point. Like, you can't just tweak numbers and like twist knobs a tiny little bit balancing while saying big new stuff is coming. You can only say that for so long, you know? So, I don't know. I wish them the best of luck. Hey. Look at that. Okay. Let's get some questions for Jay and Jeff. Let's see. What do we got? Come on, Jay. You guys are fucking failing.
Don't get angry with them. That's not how you get them to ask questions, by getting angry with them.
Oh, sorry. You're right.
You're not angry about that. You're angry about Dark and Darker being brought up.
Yes.
And,
yes,
and
that's it.
The understand. That's really what it is.
Yes.
Wasn't the most joyful end of your time with them, and it was frustrating.
Yes.
So to have that brought up is annoying.
It's okay.
But you're not angry with the chat. You love the chat.
I
you
love
that
chat.
they're here and you're grateful for them. I know you are.
Yes.
You've got 300 legends watching right now.
Yes.
They're part of the conversation.
Good people.
Because they love you, man.
Yeah. They love Jay.
And Jay. They mostly love Jay.
They mostly love Jay.
Some of them are here because they love you.
Mostly they love Jay.
This is a good question for you guys. If you could change one thing about your industries, what would you do?
About your industries?
Industries you work in.
That is a great question.
I know exactly right away what I would do.
Yes, with it.
Make the content creators, YouTubers, and Twitch. As you guys know, I work in influencer marketing. Like, I work with Twitch streamers and YouTubers a lot. That's one of the main things I do. I wish I could make them give a fuck. I wish I could make most 90% of content creators don't know how to reply all in an email. They don't know how to reply to an email. They will let a Discord message go unread and unresponded to for weeks when all you're trying it's not just you, brother. When all you're trying to do is give them money or something. You're literally like, hey, do you want to play a game and make tons of money to play a game for 2 hours? And they can't even respond to that because they don't have any business acumen. And they're so apathetic. They have no idea how fucking lucky they are that they don't have to fucking drive to a fast food job or fucking work in a factory or fucking drive DoorDash. They get to fucking sit there playing a goddamn fucking video game and they fail at that as well. And they can't even fucking level up just a little bit to not fucking lose out on the best job ever, and they risk it all the time, and it's insane to me. So that's what.
Hey there, my name's Dr. Phil. Welcome back. Our next guest is a young man who's very, very angry in the world right now. Why is he angry? We're about to find out. Jordan, please tell us what's going on.
I don't know. I'm sick of the apathy. I wish people cared more. Like, these content creators that have the easiest, best, most coveted job ever in modern society are just wiping their ass with it. They don't even realize that it's like this close to being taken away, or that they could just get lazy and that the audience could leave. And
I had to Google apathy. Why are you yelling at me, bro?
Hey, you're on the podcast right now. You're co-hosting. I mean, yes, you are really bad at correspondence, and I wish you would level your ass up, but it's okay. It's okay, because it's not. It's not.
Weeks,
it is 9.
A couple days.
You'll go days, but it's 9 out of 10 streamers. 9. You know one streamer that was really fucking solid? There was a streamer who every single time I would do a brand deal with him, he would message me, he would call me and ask, was there any brand feedback? Is there anything I could have done better? Can I brainstorm ideas with you? Is there anything I can do to help this process? And they would also respond within 24 hours no matter what.
Yeah, I think I did that.
Do you know who this streamer is?
A couple times.
The streamer is Ninja. And guess what? Ninja went on to be the biggest streamer on the planet because he was one of the 10% that tried. And he fucking was rewarded for that. And I just wish, like, a lot of people like talk shit about Tyler Blevins. That guy had massive work ethic. He fucking cared a lot. He wanted feedback. He wanted to fucking hustle. And he wasn't
wanted money.
Well, for sure. He did. But whenever he was a 1,000 viewer streamer that was broke, he was still trying really hard. And he was putting in massive effort, putting in the time. He was hustling. He would take little paychecks here and there. For a long time, he was not making any money. He was like not doing well in esports because Halo was kind of a failing game in esports, and that was his main game. So yeah, like, I mean, but he just kept going hardcore. Like he just had this work ethic that he, I don't know, cultivated over the years, and it was really cool to see.
Did he crash out? Does he not stream anymore?
No, he still streams. He still streams.
He streams.
He's a multimillionaire. You know, he's built an amazing thing. He's got like toys and shit. You know, like Ninja's like a household name for a whole generation of kids. And
he's 33 years of age. He's done pretty well, you know.
100%. And it was really, really cool to watch him blow up the way he did. And being the influence relations guy at Twitch, like I knew all the big streamers. That was my job. And most of them...
He's 6'2" as well. He's probably packing at least a little bit of length.
He probably has a decent one. But he was one of the only ones that would actually like call...
I just like saying gay stuff and watching Jay and me to be like, why, man?
I know,
why?
Jay needs to get over it.
It's just dicks have been brought up so many times in the history of this
Jay's so
podcast.
shocked by our homoeroticism that he's turned into fucking king of the hill.
Why do you hate Dick so much?
Why? But Bobby, why?
Why do you hate Dick so much?
Talking about your dicks. I just don't.
I don't, but like, you know, it's.
I don't get it, dude.
What?
Just put him away.
Always talking about dicks.
Come on, guys.
Got dicks on the brain. I don't.
Please. Dicks on the brain. You got brain on your brain, man. That. Come on now. Come on.
Why do you hate dicks? Tell me.
Bobby.
I got a dick. I don't hate him. What do you mean?
Then why do you cringe every time we bring up?
I talk about him all the time.
Every time we talk about some big, slippery, delicious dick, you fucking recoil in fear.
We talk about him the right amount of time, Jay. Sometimes you got to talk about another man's length and girth, and that's okay, dude. It's
right.
You're just loving on your bro, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Get it out, Jay. Come on.
Is this true? Somebody used to have an emote of him gagging on a popsicle.
Yes. Wait, is that not still your emotes?
Nice, room.
No. My emotes, my little emojis.
Boo, you got rid of that one. Why would you get rid of that?
They're all popsicles. My sub badges are all popsicles. The 8-year sub badge is a rainbow popsicle with sparkles on it.
Google Soma Twitch streamer sucking popsicle. I'm gonna see if that comes up.
It was a Dono Dare back in like 2012. Okay.
Damn, it doesn't come up with you, but it comes up with some other people doing it.
I don't even want to talk about this. I ate a popsicle on stream once, and it was the worst thing I've ever done. Okay.
In one bite.
That popsicle ate you, bro. Be real.
Yes. Some shit went down. Okay. We don't have to talk about this. It was. I was a different guy. This was a different time. All right.
Oh man, come on.
What side did I eat it from? Stick first. Stick fucking first. I actually pull the stick out with my teeth and discard the frozen treat and just take the wood in my mouth. How about that? Is that what you want to fucking hear? Yeah.
Not even surprised.
Yeah, I just take the wood in my mouth.
Splinters in his throat.
It never touches anything. It doesn't touch the walls, doesn't touch the tongue. It just goes in and disappears. Any questions? Any comments? Like and subscribe. Comment down below. All right. I'm not Iron Man. I'm not.
You know
Iron
what?
Man
Doing
stuff.
this podcast today has completely and utterly confirmed for me that fucking nothing has changed in the landscape of streaming. It's the same old fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
It's the same old homoeroticism, weird daddy relations with your audience.
Yep.
And uncomfortability about the most normal things. It's microcosm of drama.
Yep.
It's the same shit. It will never change. Streaming is what it is and will always be what it is. Hilarious.
100% correct.
Hilarious.
And you know what? We can say any of this stuff because we're all unemployed. Jeff, you work for yourself. I'm unemployed. Jay works for himself. We can say whatever we want.
I can say whatever I want. No one pays my bills except me.
Exactly. It's great. So no, I'm not an Iron Mace employee. I can talk about dicks and cum if I want.
Former. You could have done that work in there too.
That's true. That's true. You're right. Anyway, all right. Let's get one more final.
You've been missing all these great questions whilst you've been talking about deep throat things. So what's your favorite video game moment of all time? Mine was when I was playing Blood Omen and Legacy of Kain. You know, Raziel, and you know, remember when you Kain and Raziel? It was written by Amy Hennig, was the game writer, and this was like, these games were unbelievable. And there was a bit in game number 1 where you do something and you don't understand what the hell's going on, and it makes no sense. And then by game 3, you realize it was you had traveled back in time, and it was you interacting with yourself or fucking with yourself. And that moment for me was like it was the first time like a franchise this like really invested, like, we are going to make 4 games or 5 games. You are the Reaver, exactly. Where you realize you're going to make they're going to make 4 or 5 games, and they're really going to commit to that. And they commit to the story arc to a point where they put something in game 1 that wouldn't even make sense until game 3. And that would never happen in today's market, because they have to kind of go, this has to exist as a standalone thing. Maybe we want a franchise, but there's no guarantee. You know, the day of taking a chance like that is behind us in video games, unfortunately.
Mm.
What about you guys? Best video game moment of all time? I'm going to go pee while you share yours.
I'd say the most memorable moment for me is Resident Evil 2. You're in the police station, and at one point when you're in the police station, you see an interrogation room, and you're standing in one of the rooms, and you can see through the double-sided mirror that there's a key that you have to get. And it's like sitting on a shelf or some shit. And then you play the game, and it takes hours. But hours later, you find yourself on the other side of the police station, and you go in that room. And you're in the other side of the double-sided interrogation room. And you go in, and you see a mirror on the other side, obviously. And then you see the key. And when you walk over to pick up the key, after you pick up the key and turn around and move, it triggers an event. A licker, I'm sure you guys know what a licker is from Resident Evil, jumps through the double-sided mirror. So you're looking at a reflection, and then a fucking giant monster jumps through the double-sided mirror at you in a tiny little interrogation room. And it was fucking awesome. It made me fucking jump and throw my controller. I was like 12 years old. I screamed through my controller. It was the best jump scare I've ever seen in a video game. And my mom almost fucking made me turn it off. I was like, it was just one scary part. I'm sorry. She's like, okay, if I hear you scream one more time, I'm taking that fucking thing away. But anyway, it was very memorable to me. It wasn't the best game ever, but I'll never forget that moment in a video game. Like it will always stand out to me as like a very cool gaming moment. And I'm really happy that Jeff heard all of that. Jay, please. Now that
I just did my part, Soma, you got yours. Now that Jeff's back.
Thank you for wanting to answer the question from one of your viewers on a podcast that you are a co-host of. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
That's
you.
all I'm here to do.
Yeah. Thanks for always willing to, put in a little bit of extra effort.
There were so many other good questions that you
guys
just
talk about
moved
recall.
over.
You can't just be like, what's your favorite memory, bro? I can't even remember what I had for breakfast. What do you mean?
Fair. Jeff, what's your dream franchise you would love to voice act if given a chance? Great question.
This is a good question.
I would love to be in the following. I'd love to be in a Rockstar game. That would be amazing. I'd love to be in an Elder Scrolls game.
Yes.
I would love to be in god damn, there's so many fucking... I mean, once upon a time I would have said Assassin's Creed, but I don't know how that's doing these days.
Yeah, I would like to see you voice like a Street Fighter character, like a Mortal Kombat character.
I was in Street Fighter 6, but I was doing like background characters. I didn't do a main character. That'd be cool. It'd be cool to do like one character from every major franchise. You know what I mean? Just be able to, like, I've been in all of the big ones.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wait, there was some other good questions here as well. I'm gonna go back through. You were just ignoring them.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
We were just yapping.
All for a popsicle.
All for a popsicle, yeah. Doesn't matter. Maybe I'm wrong. I apologize.
One more good question. One more. What do we got? Don't let me down, chat. Don't let me
I can't. I can only
down.
scroll back so far. It was literally before we started talking about Ninja. There was a bunch of good questions, and I was watching them in the
Sorry.
chat, and then they just disappeared. I apologize.
Suri. I'm scrolling up. Battlefield or COD? COD.
COD.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
I also hate
Battlefield.
COD, but also COD.
It's just better, though. COD's better.
Battlefield, unless you're talking about old CODs. Let's be honest, COD hasn't been good in 10 years.
Well, I mean, none of the games are good anymore. It's just fucking recycled slop over and over again. But, Jeffrey, thank you so much for hanging out with us. You were
I appreciate you.
You were a wonderful first guest. You're hilarious. You're a talented man. I'm looking forward to hanging out sometime soon. We'll talk offline about that. But yeah, man.
People ask if we go to conventions. Are we going to go to conventions like TwitchCon? I don't go to TwitchCon for obvious reasons. I'm the only person I think in the world to be partnered and then permabanned twice on Twitch.
Yeah.
I got partnered for many years, then I got permabanned for making fun of someone on a show called Taunt Fest.
Yes.
Literally, that's it. All the shit that's happened now since on that platform, and like people have been unbanned, it's crazy. And then I got re-partnered when I was doing an esports series for the US Air Force for COD. And then the day after that ended, I immediately got re-permabanned with no explanation.
For the same thing? Oh.
Just because Twitch.
Yeah.
Because fucking Twitch. There's a bunch of like neckbeards and weird people. Yeah.
Whatever. It's fine.
But I do go to conventions. I love going to San Diego Comic-Con every single year. I go to New York Comic-Con when I can. And I'm hoping that I'll get to go to more conventions. I went to Anime Con last year for the first time with Record of Ragnarok. So I'm hoping now that I'm in Ishura on Hulu and Record of Ragnarok on Netflix, I'm hoping if I do more anime, I'll get to go to some more conventions. And also with some of the games that I've had released this year and more that are coming out over the rest of this year, I hope that I'll get to do a bunch more conventions to sign, because I love going there and signing and meeting people. It's a lot of fun.
Hell yeah. And where can people find you on the internet machine, Mr. Jeffrey?
Oh, at Jeff Leach, JEFFLEACH on everything. Yeah, you can find me at Jeff Leach on TikTok. Got a million sketches over there. We got like, I don't know, 250,000 followers over there. So it's a pretty popping platform. I've got a bunch of stand-up videos for you to watch for free. I've got a stand-up comedy special for free on YouTube. I'm going to be making the first ever live-action Warhammer 40,000 fanfic film this year. And I'm investing like 100K of my own money into making it, because you can't generate any revenue. Otherwise, you would immediately get a C&D from Games Workshop. Understandably, it's their franchise. They don't want people making money off it. So I'm going to make a true to lore. In fact, I want to talk about this a little bit. I've got the writer of the original novel from the Games Workshop series.
Damn.
Writing the script with me. I'm going to get the voiceover guy who does the audiobooks, one of the voiceover guys, to do a little prologue intro for it. I'm going to do it for the fans. It's going to be for the fans.
You need to be in Cavill's production.
Well, that's why I want to do it, because it serves three purposes. I don't mind being very transparent about this. Like, most people wouldn't talk about this shit. I don't care. Fuck it. It's my money. I'm spending it. I'm making this thing. I've got an incredible director, incredible writer, the original author, Graham McNeil, the original author of a bunch of the books from the Horus Heresy, to write the script with me. It's going to be based on one of the short stories that is a fan favorite. I'm putting all my own money in to make it, because I can't fundraise, because otherwise then it will get shut down. And I'm doing it for three reasons. One, great showreel material, resume material. You know, look at me. I'm a great dramatic actor. You've only ever really seen me in comedy stuff or voiceover stuff. Here's me doing a great dramatic role. Number two, it should serve as the best fan fiction film that has ever existed in the Warhammer 40,000 space. So I hope that it will make the fans lose their shit. I hope they'll be excited by it and be like, this is fucking beautiful. And it's true to lore, and literally the original author as well involved in the script writing. So we couldn't get more like perfect to the lore, you know, for it. Which I know Henry Cavill's a big fan of that as well, lore accurate representation. And then the third reason, if I'm being honest, is I want Henry Cavill to see it. I want people at Amazon to see it. And I want them to go, how can we not involve these talented people in our production in some way? And ideally, that would be playing a Primarch or an Astartes or a Custodes or whatever way Henry Cavill and his team decide to go with the stories. I feel like they'd either do the Primarchs, or they would centralize it about people back on Terra, and you could do that with momentary moments of Primarchs and the Emperor moving through the space. But that it would make sense to maybe do like a Custodes or something like that, or one of the branch of the military of the Imperium as well. But there's so many different ways they could go there.
Well,
So,
I hope you get to make it, because it sounds like it'd be a sick audition. And if you were,
no, we're making our film. It's gonna.
I know.
This year.
Sorry, like
I
the
just
film
spoke to
itself
a-
sounds awesome, but it also sounds like a sick audition to be able to do more in that universe with like Henry or something like that as well.
A Tarabo porn parody will not be the way we're going. That's
Shucks.
hilarious.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck you in your power armor.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
No, it's gonna be it's gonna be epic. I'm gonna make the best fucking film I've ever made, and it's gonna be a Warhammer thing. And I hope that it will. I'm already part of the lore. Like, you know, I've done 4 video games now in the Warhammer like universe. Total War Warhammer 1, Total War Warhammer 3, Warhammer Battle Sector 40, Warhammer 40,000 Battle Sector, where I play the main character protagonist, Sergeant Carleon, and then Warhammer 40,000 Gladius Relics of Prime as well. I'm the narrator, and I fucking love Games Workshop. I love Warhammer. I'm a super nerd. I used to play when I was a kid. I used to play Blood Bowl and Warhammer 40k, and it would be an honor to get into that show. But I know it's not going to happen through the usual routes. I just don't think, you know, Henry's going to probably have people he wants to work with. I'm sure the casting director will have the people they want to cast. So I'm going to make something unbelievable that is undeniable, that makes them go, this is fucking epic, and we should be involving these people in it. So that's going to come out at the end of the year.
That's awesome.
What else? I'm co-creating a video game. I'm co-creating a pixel art JRPG game that will launch in both English and Japanese languages. And there'll be a Kickstarter going up for that in a few months' time. We're working on the trailer right now. I just sourced the main funding for it. So I've raised like $400,000 to make the initial part of the process of development, but we're going to need a lot more than that. So we will have to do a Kickstarter.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going all out this year on creating projects.
That's awesome. That's great.
And then beyond that, you can see me on Hulu and Netflix. And I got a comedy podcast every week. Show me your feed. What else? That's it.
Beautiful.
There you go. That's enough, right?
I love it. That's fantastic. Check Jeff out. Jay, where can people find you on the internet?
I can't follow up on that. Just go ahead and skip me.
No. Jay Griffia.
Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And that's it.
Jay Griffey UH. I am at Soma on everything except for YouTube. It's at _Soma. You can watch this podcast there. You can watch some D&D sessions. And starting on either Sunday or Wednesday, I haven't decided, but very soon, in the next week or so, I will be bringing back Ask Soma Anything, which is my little AMA like solo stream thing. And I've decided that I will post. You've actually watched one of them before, way back in the day. You actually came in, Jay, into my chat while I was doing one of those.
Yeah, I think so. That was a long time ago.
I haven't done one since then. That was the last time I did it. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. I'll put them up on YouTube as well. It's kind of like a solo podcast Q&A, really. But I'm just trying to do a little bit more content as I'm unemployed because I'm kind of bored.
Can I ask you a question? Your D&D.
Yeah.
How often is that, and what do you do? Because I'm looking for another D&D game. Can I get involved in it somehow? Can I be a character who comes in, or is it way too established? You halfway through a massive campaign? What's going on?
Oh, we're currently level 16 in our current campaign. Yeah, we've been playing it for a year.
I think my character's like level 15 or something, or maybe I don't know.
Let's talk after, Jeff.
All right.
But yeah, it's a great group of guys. We've been playing together every Monday for about 4 hours every Monday, for years. This is like our 3rd or 4th campaign with the group.
Chat. That's basically a polite no. Chat. Just if you ever wanted to know what a
dude, you know how people would be. Dude, the group would be very stoked if you joined. Like I said, let's talk after, because I think you would be a very, very good RPer in the group.
This is it. This was your one chance, bro. If it's not happening, it's not happening. It's okay.
Well, it's not just sign off on me. Every guy in the group.
I'm joking.
You're gonna play with us.
Joking.
You have to play D&D with us now every Monday for 4 hours.
Joking.
Sorry, that's your sentence. Guys, next episode is going to be Tuesday at 6 p.m. PST. The guests are the global head of gaming at Wavemaker, Pete Bastian, and Raynad. Raynad is the CEO of Tempo, and he's creating a game called The Bazaar, and it's on Twitch right now. I bet you Crip is playing it right now. Hunter Pence was going to be on the episode, but he is in Arizona doing some stuff with the SF Giants, so he cannot join for this coming up episode. He's going to come on in a few weeks. I'm thinking of pairing him up with Gold Glove, because Gold Glove is like a massive MLB The Show guy and like a big baseball fan, and Gold Glove's just awesome. But anyway, we'll have Raynad and Pete on. Pete's one of my best friends. Raynad's one of my best friends. Jeff's one of my best friends. So I'm stacking the early episodes of the podcast with friends that will be nice to me as I ease my way into the new podcast, because, smart. Anyway, Pete and Raynad next Tuesday at 6 p.m. PT. It'll be really great. Again, Jeffrey, you're the best. I look forward to seeing you again in person soon and hanging out. Thanks for joining us tonight. Jay, love you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Jay. Thanks for having me on.
Likewise.
Soma, I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
You know that.
I love
and
you
thanks
too,
very
brother.
much to the viewers for tuning in. It was lovely
And
to
his cock.
connect with some of you guys. And my penis. All of my body thanks you.
Yes. Sorry, I was just reminiscing.
All right.
Anyway,
right.
Okay. Chat, take it easy. Boys, take it easy.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
But
Goodbye.
and it never fails. They always immediately leave.
Indeed. Even with the new podcast, they leave us right away. Oh well.